Hi, my name is Saurabh and I head the people and culture team at Talent500. And today let's talk about burnout. At this point in time, most of the professionals probably are going through or experiencing burnout. So let's dive deeper on how you could kind of overcome this burnout. So a lot of professionals unfortunately do not realize that they are going through a stress or a burnout. And you could start seeing these symptoms in ways where people show up late for work, they have not had enough sleep, dehydrated, and their overall well-being is kind of impacted. At the same point in time, you will start seeing people are unable to articulate well. They don't come to the point, quickly. And these are early symptoms where it impacts your communication. I've also seen a lot of people making, I would say, poor decisions basis, this burnout, where they are constantly in a state of denial that nothing seems to be kind of, impacting them. They are constantly on high octane to a very large extent, it's a very, I would say, a little low on self-esteem thing for people to understand that they're going through a burnout and even accept it, that, this is impacting their day-to-day work life. The third thing that burnout tends to cause is the individual performance or productivity, where people tend to take a little longer time for them to complete their tasks, their deliverables, and in general, the burnout now has completely taken over individual's performance at work. So I would once again kind of reiterate the fact that please don't kind of undermine the symptoms of burnout. They do impact your personal life as well as your professional life. So timely intervention is likely to help you. Now, the first thing is starting with the acceptance that you are experiencing burnout. How do you kind of, deal with day-to-day stresses? First and foremost, I prefer to kind of go back to having a peaceful, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. There is no substitute for, burnout at this point in time, where your body restores the energy, gives you, enough sleep and confidence to kind of, show up the next morning. So the first thing I would urge everyone is to have a peaceful and a good night's sleep. The second thing is to keep your body hydrated and well fed. So, please at least have 4 liters of water. That is mandatory, for us to keep ourselves hydrated. Eat healthy food, avoid junk food. This will slowly, steadily kind of start detoxing your body, or probably at least keeping it healthy. The third thing is something that we kind of postpone for the longest period of time is taking timely breaks from work. We take little pride a lot of times, where people tend to accumulate so many of their leaves and don't avail it, or probably say that, hey, I have so many leaves accumulated. Honestly, there's no price for accumulating any of the leaves. And coming it from an HR, I'm being very candid. Please avail your leaves on it in a timely manner. My personal recommendation is, at least avail twice in a year and go for a good vacation with your near dear ones. If you are single, go solo, travel the world, or if nothing, whatever that excites you, please do that. Personally, a year ago, I was experiencing very overwhelming feeling because the work had taken up, volume of things that needed to be delivered was extremely high. And I love riding, and I'd sometimes been pushing it away for a very long period of time. So personally, I took it off to Ladakh, got a bike, got some friends, and we all went. It was a good 10-day holiday for myself, and it completely helped me reset and restart all over again when I came back. And the burnout could have probably been even worse if I would not have taken that timely break. But here am I, I was able to come back freshened up, rejuvenated, and was able to deliver even more than where I stopped personally. So my recommendation to all the professionals, young professionals out there is, career is a marathon and not a sprint, that you don't need to kind of rush into, achieving a lot more at this point in time. So take your breaks, keep yourself hydrated, sleep well, show up at work, and ensure that you kind of, in a way, take care of the burnout on time. So the biggest habit that I'm going to encourage all the professionals out there to have is to learn the ability to draw boundaries. And the second habit is to say no. I believe a lot of us struggle when it comes to having to say no to people, because we think that people are senior, or how can I say this? In your culture, we are not used to saying no to people. Even as a professional, a lot of times people feel that if I say no, I'm going to be looked down upon, or somebody who is not willing to take additional risks and want to do more with career, so on and so forth. So my suggestion is learning to draw boundaries. And the first boundary is, coming in on time and leaving on time. The second one is, when you think that your plate is full, please let the, person asking for more deliverables, let them know that, you are unable to kind of deliver at this point in time. If the person persists, then the second thing is learning the ability to negotiate with the person, to say, all right, I'm happy to do this, but can I let go of that? I think these are few ways in which you can manage your mental stress or the burnout at work. So one way that I have practiced at this point in time on how do we reintegrate closer to the date of joining into the workspace is start checking your WhatsApp groups, start checking your Slack groups, slowly, steadily open your inboxes and check what's pending on you. If nothing else, just get familiarized with the whole process of getting back to work. Treat it like what you experience on a Sunday evening when you know that Monday is about to start and you're expected to kind of deliver on something, show up at a meeting. So what do? You kind of just check your calendar. You probably just make your own notes and keep it ready for the meeting. Similarly, after a gap, if you wish to reintegrate into the workspace and don't want to be overwhelmed about it, my personal suggestion is a day or two before you actually start work, slowly, steadily start making these changes. You don't have to respond to emails. You don't have to kind of revert to certain messages. It's just about having to know as an FYI what's happening, so that it's not anything new to you. It doesn't hit you hard when you actually resume work. So net, burnout is something that we can't do away with. It's a part of your lifestyle at this point in time. However, the best way to kind of take care of this would be 3 R's. Respect your boundaries, rejuvenate yourself, and reintegrate closer to the date of joining.